Hello, I'm Mayor Barbara McMorrow, and on behalf of Deputy Mayor Lester Preston, Committeeman Anthony Amiano, Tom Cook, and David Salkin, I welcome you to From the Mayor's Desk. We have a great show for you today. We really do. There's so much information we want to cover that I have 2 pages of notes, so you're going to see me referring to them throughout the discussion. It is a program about the merging of the Freehold YMCA and the Red Bank YMCA and all the wonderful things that are going to happen when we have the merger completed. Full disclosure, back in the 1980s, I was on the board of the, I think it was called then the Greater Freehold Area YMCA. And when I left that to become a councilwoman in the borough, my husband went on the board, Patrick went on the board of the YMCA as well. And my mother-in-law, until she passed away at 95, went almost every day to the YMCA, swam in the pool, walked on the treadmill. So we have great ties with the YMCA. And I was so interested when I found out that they were merging, the 2 were merging. I know it's going to be all good news for everyone, and we're going to cover that today. So first, I'm going to introduce, and it's a long title, so I want to have it right, so I'm going to read it. Laurie Goganzer, am I good?
Goganzer, yeah.
Goganzer, okay. President and CEO of the Community YMCA and interim CEO of the YMCA of Western Monmouth County.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Dunn, COO, the Community YMCA and interim COO of the YMCA of Western Monmouth County. So they have long titles and they have lots of work to do, and that's why they earn every one of those words in their titles. We know that the merger is taking place. The theme is coming together to be stronger together. And so maybe I'll begin with Laurie, if you'll tell me a little bit about your background, what brought you here to Monmouth County.
Yeah, thank you for
Beautiful
having us.
Freehold.
Yes,
Oh,
totally.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, the YMCA's, these 2 Ys coming together is super exciting for Monmouth County and even beyond. So we'll fill in a little bit more on that. But as far as my background, I've worked for the YMCA for about 26 years. And I started my YMCA career in Westchester County, New York. So for a little over a decade, I was working in the operations of YMCA's in Westchester County and getting to experience the work of the Y, the mission of the Y firsthand through all the amazing programs that the YMCA has to offer. And after about 11 years of doing that, I decided for my own professional growth and experience to go out to the Los Angeles YMCA. So I've actually been in California for the last 15 years, serving the Los Angeles YMCA, and then after that I was at the San Diego YMCA for like the last 3 years. So I've had some great experiences doing good. Yeah, it's been nothing to complain about, especially when it comes to weather. But I actually grew up in Ocean County, so I'm coming home. And one thing I know for sure is this county is got so much going for it. Having grown up in Ocean County and having worked in Westchester County, I spent a lot of time on the Garden State Parkway, driving down to on the weekends and in the summers to be home. And I passed this exit 109 all the time, and I knew there was an amazing YMCA there that everybody knew about. And I had always dreamt that maybe one day, if I ever moved back home, that'd be the place I'd want to work. And so, interestingly enough, 26 years into my career, the position opened up, and I had the great opportunity to be hired as the president and CEO of the Community YMCA, which essentially serves the eastern side of our county. So as far north as, all the way up to Hazlitt and Matawan, as far south as Wall, and even into Ocean County. So. But having come to this Y, one of the things that was super cool to me, that not just being home with family, was the amazing work that the Community YMCA does, which is different than a lot of the Ys in the country, the intensive work we do in mental health. This particular YMCA has been doing therapeutic counseling and social services since the 70s and has really made a name for itself nationally in terms of YMCAs. To be able to work for a YMCA that is really holistic and supporting the communities that it serves in such a deeper level was appealing to me. But I knew coming to the Community YMCA, as big as it was, I think at the time, right now it's the 4th largest YMCA in the state of New Jersey, with all of the counseling work and the magnitude and scope of services we were doing, even without this merger, I knew we would need somebody solid to be overseeing the operations. And so I hired a Chief Operations Officer who's sitting right beside me, Jen Dunn, and I'll let her kind
That worked out
yeah,
well.
right? Totally.
Yes, well, thank you. I'm actually new to New Jersey. I am from California, so born and raised in California, Southern
Really?
California, yes. And so I've been here.
And you came here for the weather.
I came here for the
Yes.
weather, and I came here for this incredible opportunity to further my career and serve the YMCA of Monmouth County, and just continue the good work. I had a lot of great experiences for over 20 years serving the Y movement in Southern California, and just experiences there of creating innovative programs and driving strategy have really prepared me for this role to move across the country and
It is a big move.
yeah, come in as the
You're
operations
welcome.
officer. Well, thank you. Yes, I'm happy to be here, and it's been an incredible opportunity so far. I have been working with the folks at the YMCA on the western side of the county for the past 9 months as their interim COO. So it's been a good opportunity to get to know everybody on that side and look at ways that will be easy to come together.
Well, I just can't believe you both had so much to do in California and you chose New Jersey
Totally.
to come back to. I'm very glad that you did, because now you're here with us.
We're excited.
Yes, me
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah, very
Oh,
excited.
I think we had talked a great deal before we began the show, and wait till you hear all that is going to take place. You're going to be very excited too about
Very
this
excited.
merger. So how did the merger come about?
Yeah.
How did that
Good question. This is something that the idea of coming together and consolidating, it's not new, right? We're seeing this across the board.
Yes, right.
Since the early 2000s, we've seen nonprofits, all sorts of, hospitals, a lot of consolidation so that companies can survive. The cost of doing businesses, it just keeps rising. And so at the end of the day, the western side of this county and the community YMCA, they've been talking about this opportunity for over a decade. If
Really?
at some point in time does it make sense for us to be one Y for the county. But it was always contemplated, and everybody kind of understands that maybe, it would be a good thing one day. But, up until last year, I think in 2017, just after I'd started, the CEO of the Western Monmouth YMCA had resigned. So it opened up a great opportunity for both boards of directors to talk about it and say, okay, well, we've considered this. It might make sense for us. And now that our CEO position is vacant, should we explore this? And so I'm really grateful that both boards of directors had the vision to see that this is something that we should really take a serious look at. And so over the past year, we've assembled a task force, which was comprised of some volunteers from both boards. And I got to tell you, an amazingly committed group of individuals. These are volunteers who met for the last year every month, 2-hour meetings at least, not to mention all the work in between. And essentially, they were to do the due diligence and explore, would this be a good move for us to come together and become one Y serving the county? And on April 17th, we had a joint board meeting. So it kind of the culmination of after a year of hard work, both boards came together at a joint meeting and unanimously voted yes.
Wow.
Let's do this.
That was some undertaking.
That was for sure. It was not an easy task, and I have to tell you, the task force was so committed to really doing what it took to do their homework to make sure, there's a lot of history here in these two YMCAs, but to really just explore, is this good business, and does it make sense? And not to mention the chief volunteer officers as well, who were the leads for both boards, the commitment that those two individuals had for this process. I couldn't have asked for better partners in this work, and it just really, for me, solidified coming home and moving here. As long as I've been doing this work, this is one of my highlights of my career, to get to do this, and it's actually just beginning, right? The
That's what I was
potential
going to say.
is, yeah, it's
This
exciting.
is a great beginning, but
Yeah.
it's just the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so
For sure.
muan now going forward. It's going
Yeah.
to be incredible. It's
Yeah.
going to be some journey. It
Oh, yeah.
really is. Yeah. One that really never ends. But it's an incredible beginning. So what is exactly the mission and the cause
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah. So the YMCA is an international organization, right? So
Now, I don't know if a lot of people know that,
yeah.
but it is an international organization. I don't know if all our viewers know that.
Yeah, the YMCA has been around. I mean, we're worldwide, but as a movement, we've been around for over 170 years, right? So we've been serving communities for a very long time so many different ways. And essentially the YMCA exists. Our mission is to help people feel a sense of belonging to our organization, where we're very concerned about the holistic nature of their development in spirit, mind, and body, and helping folks understand that we're inclusive of all people. And so regardless of your background, regardless of your race, your gender, your age, where you're from, your financial background, anything about you doesn't matter when you come to the YMCA. We are here for all people. And one of the things about the Y is, part of our mission is that if you can't afford our programs and services, we don't want to turn you away for the inability to pay. We want to be there for all people. So we provide financial assistance to get access so that folks can, experience the wonderful programs and services that we offer, regardless of whether or not they have the means to pay for it.
So if someone watching the show says, I would like to join, or I'd love for my children to join, but I don't have the money, they can contact you.
Definitely.
And see if they qualify.
Sure,
and,
exactly.
And perhaps there will be financing there. And as I said, we're going to have all this information at the end of the show, the contact information, so they can get in touch with you. That's wonderful to offer that.
It's actually one of the coolest things I think about our work, because a lot of great organizations are out there, and the YMCA exists to strengthen the community. Right. Our cause, we're a cause-driven organization. We're a charity, and people don't always recognize that. They think, the Y is they have their treadmills and they have their swimming pools, and you can get fit there. And yes, that's really a critical component of what we do, but there's just so much more. And when you think about strengthening community, it's really about bringing community together. The YMCA has always been a convener, and we really kind of focus our areas of the work that we do in 3 buckets. It's the youth development, it's healthy living, and it's social responsibility. So all the work we do, we make sure that it kind of fits within our wheelhouse of really what we can do best, how we can best serve. And so when you think about youth development and you think about the YMCA, one of the cool things I like to kind of consider working with kids is it's almost from crib to career. Yeah. We start when they're little, they could be in our pools, they could be learning how to swim, they could be in our child care programs, they could be in a soccer class or a basketball class doing youth sports. There are so many ways that we attract youth to our good work and work with them. And so, we're the nation's largest child care provider. And so we're...
See, I didn't know that. I'm learning something today as well.
So throughout the county...
after school.
Yes. So throughout the county of Monmouth County, we're on over 40, between both of these Ys, we're on over 40 school campuses before and after school every day. So we're working with youth no matter where they're at. If it's our summer camp programs, so we'll do things for kids on the spectrum. We'll have special needs programs. There's so much that the Y is here to do for youth. Same with healthy living. When you think about the fitness centers that we operate, we want the fit and savvy people to come in and work out, but we recognize that not everybody is as committed or as good at sticking with a program, right? We understand that there are people that are struggling with chronic disease. The YMCA offers Live Strong for cancer survivors. The YMCA offers diabetes prevention programs, pedaling for Parkinson's. These are just a few examples of programs that folks usually have no idea that the YMCA is actually doing to actually strengthen the wellness and the healthy lifestyle for people. That we're really committed to. If you join the Y, we want you to stay. Member retention is everything to our business. We want you to come in the front door and don't go out the back door. We want you to stick with your exercise program. We want to connect you with people. And it's the social responsibility piece that really kicks in there. It's bringing people together, giving them a sense of belonging, connecting them with the mission, and giving them opportunities to get engaged and involved. Maybe they're volunteers. Maybe they become donors and they help us raise money so we can provide more financial assistance to the community, because the need continues to grow.
That's right.
And the time is now, because more than ever, people are coming to the YMCA for our important work. And so the YMCA is really here to sum it all up, to help individuals be stronger and to help the community be stronger.
which are just tremendous goals, tremendous goals. I'm just thinking for our viewers, if you're someone who's not in great shape, don't be afraid to go to the YMCA. You don't have to be in great shape, because sometimes they think, well, it's a gym and everybody's working out and I can't do all that. There's something, and you'd be able to help them, somebody know what he or she can do,
Absolutely.
or can't do, or gradually.
Yeah.
So what if people come with a prescription from a doctor? Do they ever do that, where they have to do certain exercises?
Sure.
Or things?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, and it's actually, referrals are a great thing for the YMCA, and you know, we have staff that are trained. So one of the interesting things is, you know, you think about health and wellness. The YMCA invented this whole concept of fitness centers and swimming lessons, and you think about child care, right? You see these other organizations and companies out there in the for-profit world that are, you know, starting up, running gyms for folks and providing treadmills and services very similar to the Y, but we're actually very different. And the fact that we have a mission and we're a charitable organization where we don't turn anybody away who can't afford access.
Are you a 501c3?
Yes.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
501c3.
Yes.
So that's good to know,
Yeah.
because then all donations are
Yeah.
tax deductible.
Exactly. And so there are times when someone might come in and say, you know, it's cheaper for me to go up the street to whichever gym that is, and I'm gonna, you know, not gonna join the Y because your prices are a little bit higher. Well, let's be clear. We are priced for you to come in. We are priced to have the right amount of staff available to help people, like you just said. You come in, you need a helping hand, you want to know somebody in the gym, we're staffed for that. And we're never going to be able to compete with the lesser deal down the road that might necessarily really care if you actually came in. They're really more interested potentially in just having you join and maybe never come. We want you inside. We want to let people know that if our prices become an obstacle, or in one way or another keep you from joining, that's where the financial assistance can come in.
And that's where donations come in.
Yeah,
'cause that
that's where
helps that.
donations come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this past year, we gave away over $860,000 of financial aid and subsidies to the community. And that's
wonderful.
because of the generosity of our donors and the folks that have stood behind this YMCA for a good number of years, and the folks that have yet to come to the Y to really learn more about us and find ways to get involved. So
So
it's pretty
you
neat.
mentioned that if I just wanted to come take a tour, you can do that?
Yeah.
They would, you call ahead and.
You don't even have to call ahead.
Don't have to call ahead.
Because we're staffed for you to come in.
So
we're
I
waiting
could
for
just
you.
come in and say, I'd like to see what you have,
Yeah.
the tours for my
Absolutely.
children, for me, for whomever.
Yeah.
So you could do that.
Yeah. Come on into the branches, and the staff are there to greet you. In a lot of our lobbies, there's coffee available, there's water, there's whatever you need, but we want you to be part of the family, and that's really, one of our executive directors refers to the YMCA as the front porch of the community, and I think that's really
Oh, I
really
like
neat way of
that.
looking at it, right?
I like
But
that.
essentially that's what we are. We're a place for people to come together.
We have to get some rocking chairs to
Oh, yeah.
put
Yeah,
inside,
totally.
you know?
And lemonade,
Really.
right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah, so you could just sit there,
Yeah,
you know, it's
totally.
the front porch.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
you have free coffee. I could
Yeah.
maybe even get my husband.
Oh,
to,
yeah, that's a good
To
thing.
come, you know?
We do what we have to do to get people to come.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah.
So now you're gonna merge, you're gonna now be the second largest in the state of New Jersey,
Yeah.
which is huge.
Yeah.
So, what will the impact be? What will the effect be on our residents?
So together, we'll be able to serve about 36,000 people across Monmouth County. We'll have about 1,200 employees and about 600 volunteers. And so we'll have a much greater impact on Monmouth County, but the day-to-day effects for members are really gonna be positive. They'll have open access to come to any one of our membership facilities and work out or take a class. And so we're expecting very little changes to our current members, but positive ones. And the branches will be staffed through their local leadership and led by Laurie and I. But so there won't be too many changes in, you know, in membership or programs. This can be very positive and just give us a broader opportunity to reach more people and serve more people.
So people shouldn't be afraid, oh, now it's so big, it's gonna be different. It's just gonna
No.
be better.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's gonna be our same community-wide.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just better.
Yes.
I think they're coming
Stronger.
together.
Stronger, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
stronger together. And I think because we're gonna come together here and this decision was made, and I think we're gonna be able to advance our good mission. I think we're gonna be able to do more work in the community. And so I had mentioned a few minutes ago that, you know, people are leaning on the Y and turning to the Y now more than ever, right? So affordable childcare, you know, a
Yeah.
place for your, you know, a lot of working parents out there, a place that they know they have a safe
Safe.
place for their children before, after school. during the summers when there's no school, when there's just vacation days from school or whatever it might be. We're there, but we're also there, you know, for mental health support. So counseling and social services, like I had mentioned earlier.
Yes,
is
you
huge.
mentioned that
Yes,
before.
we are doing, so we know that mental health issues, suicide, addiction, opioid addiction, right, drug abuse, all these things, they're on the rise. It's not getting any better out there. And so the YMCA is really trying to get at that. And so as long as, you know, we've been doing the counseling and social service work for a good number of decades now, and it's been something that's been near and dear to the community YMCA. But by coming together, right, we're going to be able to serve more and potentially reach more people, because now there's no more boundaries throughout the county. We're one Y. Right now we're on over 53 school campuses during the school day doing therapeutic counseling services for kids during the school day. So we have access to the children.
What
so
grades?
the barriers,
What
so
grades?
grade
All
schools,
grades?
middle schools, some high schools. What we're seeing is oftentimes there's a barrier to getting the support youth need because of transportation.
Yes.
Maybe it's the stigma, you know,
Yes.
maybe it's just a time for parents to get their children where
Yeah.
they need to get. It's during the school day because of these wonderful partnerships that we have with the school districts. And so I can't tell you enough, the school districts are so critical to helping us get this service out to the community in terms of childcare and in terms of therapeutic counseling. We know that if we can build more resilience in our youth, right, we're all going to be better off.
Absolutely.
And, you know, for a while there, we spent a lot of time talking about bullying and all those things. That stuff is still real. But at the very core of our work is character development. It's the values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility that matter to the YMCA in all of the work that we do, whether it's even for adults. Even, you know, you'd be surprised how people, when they, you know, the lap swimming and the pool's too crowded and there's no room, we got to remind sometimes people of caring, honesty, respect,
Yes,
responsibility,
right.
Or in the gym, there's a
Yeah.
foul in the basketball game.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're really about meeting the unmet need in the community. So there's a couple of things. Chronic disease stemming from obesity is on the rise. In Monmouth County, heart disease is the leading cause of death. Obesity has a lot to do with that. 1 in 4 adults are obese. 30% of our youth are overweight or obese in Monmouth County. So we know that a lot of the physical activity and the education that we're bringing about nutrition and a healthy lifestyle and why that's so important, that's what we're all about. That's who the Y is and what we've been doing for generations throughout the country, throughout the world. And so at the end of the day, we want folks to understand that critical social issues like the counseling, social service work that we do to address mental health issues, things that we're trying to get at, you know, social isolation. That's another one.
Well,
That's a big
you're
one.
right, and people don't think about that at all.
No, and that was identified in a health, in a needs assessment that we did locally here. That was identified as an unmet need in Monmouth County. And what is social isolation? Essentially, it's time alone, right? Think about kids today in front of screens.
Right.
Think about how much time we as adults spend in traffic alone in our cars. Think about, we always say kids don't play outside anymore because they're inside watching TV or
Very
they're doing
true.
something else. At the end of the day, social isolation is a real issue. It is becoming more, it's actually, they're calling it the modern plague because it's happening much more than it used to, and we can understand for obvious reasons. But what we know is 35% of the seniors in Monmouth County live alone, right?
I was gonna mention that seniors
Yes.
often have that where they're
Yes.
living alone and no one, maybe there's no family or family lives far away and they don't know how to reach out and,
It's real.
and, you know, meet people, get involved, and it's terrible.
Oh,
It's an isolation.
it totally, and in youth, kids that feel alone, we know that can lead to mental health issues like depression, right, which can lead to other things. That's where kids sometimes start thinking about, you know, suicidal ideation is one of the biggest issues that we're dealing with right now in our mental health work with kids. Suicidal ideation. The idea is crossing their mind. So how do we get at that, right? So we, the YMCA, is actually leading the Traumatic Loss Coalition for Monmouth County and now recently Ocean
Really?
County.
I used to
Right?
serve on that
Did
years
you?
and years
Did you?
ago.
Yep.
When it first was starting out. Yes,
Yep.
yes.
It's amazing.
I was a high school principal then, so
Yes.
I was starting with that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
It's critical, and a lot of folks don't know that this is one of the things that the Y does is, it's with partners, right? We can't do all this alone. We know that it takes a village, right? And that this is all about community. And again, the YMCA is a convener. So we're leading this charge, but it's essentially helping get out. Can we prevent suicides? Can we help educate? Can we help proactive intervention when we feel there could be a kid at risk, an adult, a senior at risk? But the other issue too is sometimes things happen and there is traumatic loss for all sorts of reasons.
Yes.
And that's also where we come in leading the charge and providing the support services that schools, that families, that communities need to get through it. So these are just some examples of social isolation, chronic disease stemming from obesity, which is where what we're really at. Just getting rid of the negative youth behaviors in our kids and helping them build character. These are some of the things that the Y is really all about.
And to learn to social interact.
Yes.
Because very often you see all of us in society, instead of talking, we're texting each other. And I have seen it in rooms where people are sitting, and instead of talking, they're having a conversation on their phone. We're losing a lot of that social interaction.
Totally.
And I know that the Y provides that on many levels.
Yeah, you think about we were just joking earlier about the front porch of the community and about coffee in the lobby and spaces for people to come together. We intentionally do this because if you were to come into some of our facilities, let's say mid-mornings on a weekday, gymnasiums will be packed with seniors. That's their social outlet. They'll take it upon themselves after their class is over to do a potluck or to go to the movies or to go somewhere, right? What did you say? You used to go to McDonald's,
yes,
McDonald's,
my mother-in-law
right?
used to meet her friends at McDonald's for breakfast after the Y. Yes, absolutely.
Right, so there's that's kind of what the Y is all about, is that community and that don't feel that you have to go through life alone. And we talk about family, and 40% of the membership at most of our branches is family. So that's really our market. And if we were to really just kind of look at the broad kind of spectrum of who comes to the Y, we have probably about 20% of our membership base is seniors, about 40% are families. But family can be defined in so many different ways, right?
Absolutely.
To some people, they may be single, but the Y is their family.
Yes.
Right, and
that's great.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we exist and who we are. And so, getting at some of these things that help us serve the community better, I believe that this consolidation, this merger, is going to allow us to do more. It's going to help people get more access. It's going to get rid of some of the barriers. We'll be more efficient. We'll have more resources to serve. 53 school campuses today for the counseling and social services, could be well over 90 tomorrow. As a matter of fact, we're on that path. And it's not just Monmouth County, we're also serving Ocean County. So, I think the Y, taking the fact, getting serious about why we exist, and let's stop duplicating efforts. Let's actually talk more about, if we unify as one organization, now how do we partner with other great organizations? How do we connect with other providers that we know what we do well and we know what we don't do well? And so how do we connect people to the services that might not necessarily be in our wheelhouse, but if we can make connections and help folks get access to care that they need that we might not provide, or find a like provider, and instead of us duplicating, let's come together, have a greater impact, serve more people, and I like to say serve more people in equal ways. And that's where the financial assistance comes in, and the all-inclusive nature of who the Y is. Everyone's welcome.
And I know that all the things that you have available, we've talked about so many things, that in my notes, there are going to be now 11 facilities. Maybe we can just quickly say what are, not too quickly because I want to hear what they are. I know we have the main buildings.
We do. So we have 3 of what we call fall facilities, which you'll find fitness classes, pools, classes for families. We'll have 3. We have 3 of those by coming together. One in Old Bridge, one here in Freehold, and then one in Red Bank. We also will have 2 outdoor day camps, one in Wall, that's called our Camp Zender, and one in Millstone, that's Camp Toponemos. And then through the counseling work, as Laurie said, we have 2 counseling centers, one in Eatontown and one in Matawan. And then we also have a family success center in Leonardo. And then we'll also have, together, we have a child care center in Matawan, but we're on over 40 school campuses throughout Monmouth County. So our reach will be
throughout Monmouth County.
yes, throughout Monmouth County and through the counseling into Ocean County. So this is great because we will be intentionally being able to bring people closer together to get more experiences and to have those deeper connections. We want to focus on expanding our programs even further. What additional programs can we do to tackle things like chronic disease, water safety, behavioral health? Now we can really further our impact and further our reach by coming together.
To me, it's just incredible. You know, when I first heard about the merger, I couldn't imagine how it was all going to work. And now, after listening to all of this, it's not going to take away from either of the Ys. It's going to enhance both of them and all the facilities that we have around. And I know our show's not only in Freehold Township, it reaches other communities as well. So it's great to get the word out wherever you live about the merger of the two Ys. So what is the new name of the Y?
Well, that has yet to be determined.
See,
So,
I
yeah,
was hoping we could break this story.
We're gonna, so what we do have to, because, you know, we're a federated organization, right? We have our headquarters in Chicago. We have to have the new name cleared. So that is in process. We have picked a name, but we are not going to, I've been told, sworn to secrecy. That's right. But I know that we will be able to announce it probably come July, sometime over the summer, and we'll let the world know, you know, just like we did when we told everyone about the merger. So it could be emails to our current and existing members and program participants. We'll be on social media. We'll do a press release. We'll get the new name out.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It really is. You could call it like Barbara's Place or something.
Oh yeah, totally.
Might be, you know, just a that you might want to do.
People would come, I bet. I bet they would.
Yeah, well, you know, they would come to see me work out for sure. Let's not even talk about swimming. I don't put my face in the water. It's a whole nother story for a whole nother program. But I just know how much the Y gives to the community. We are so fortunate to have one of the facilities right here in Freehold Township. I mean, that's just terrific for us.
Yeah, we also have a community center in the Freehold Borough as well.
That's
we
right.
run programs out of.
You know what? I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
And that's, I apologize, because that was, I know when I served on that council, that was one of the things we were working at, to get like a satellite in the borough, because that way people didn't have to drive out to the main facility. They could walk, and it was for the children and the seniors. You're right in the borough, you're right next to Hudson Manor, which is the senior facility there. And the children's schools are all in walking distance. Absolutely right. You know what? It's all good, isn't it?
It's great.
It's very exciting. These are exciting times for the YMCA.
I know.
I may have to take a tour. And
yes, we'll have to have you in.
I have to find my sneakers, you know, and come out. I truly wish that we had more time. I really do, because this has been just delightful having the two of you here. And I'm sure that it's going to be a tremendous journey that the two of you have embarked upon. But you're not alone. You know, you have all these people, your volunteers did a fabulous job getting you this far. And if people want to volunteer, we'll have information, you know. And I just thank you both so much for being here, for taking the time out of your, I'm sure, extremely busy schedule and listening to all the things that are going on. So I thank you for coming here, for spreading the word to our residents. You're invited anytime to go over and to see the Y. Maybe I'll see you there. And I just wish you all the best. I thank you, really, on behalf of all the residents, not only here in Freehold Township, but throughout the county and Ocean County, for all that you do, because really, sitting here with you are all the children and their parents and the seniors and all those people who come and use your facilities. You make such a positive impact on all their lives, and I thank you so much for what you do, and I wish you always continued success. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, it was my pleasure. It really was. I may actually get healthy again.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
I'm inspired to do it.
Awesome.
So
Perfect.
Until next time, this is Mayor Barbara McMorrow saying stay safe and be well.